I don't want to sound like I have an eating disorder. I don't have an eating disorder. I don't want to sound like I'm on the road to that, because I'm really not. To the T. Talk about insanity in a session. It's like 7 o'clock. You can have 8 nuts. 8:30, you can have 4 ounces of juice. It's like exact. I still have a little bit of skim milk in my coffee, which I'm not supposed to, which I have to cut that soon too. I've cut my yogurt, which is my favorite thing, and it's healthy for you, but according to this, it's not. I don't want to get on a scale and see that it's done nothing. I am thinking about food a lot, and I do have dreams about burgers and pizza already, and it's just like stage 1 of bodybuilding. So it's very scary and intimidating. You want to feel like you have control over yourself and over how you feel about yourself, because when you're insecure, you're totally out of control about how you feel about yourself. So you think, okay, what about myself can I control my feelings for? And if you're feeling insecure about your body, you can usually change that. And you can say, what's going to make me feel better about myself? Oh, I can go to the gym. If I don't eat that junk food, I'll feel better. I've cut dairy, I've cut sweets, I've cut a lot of things. I count my nuts. I do count my nuts. And like, I have my oatmeal with water now, not skim milk. I've cut calories where I don't need it. Like when exercising is this massive part of my day, like I look like I only have as much on me as I need, and it's all solid. Like I'm eating like an athlete. Like it's not only about solid, it's about the openness and just knowing how capable it is. Yeah, knowing how capable it is. It worries me. I'm an all or nothing person. It scares me that I'm eventually going to gain weight back, if not more, and go back to that lifestyle. But I think since it scares me so much, I'll never let that happen. If I need to do the all or nothing my whole life, then I'll do it. I can never drink champagne at my own wedding, but it worries me that I'll lose it. But I couldn't lose weight if I ate anything over 1,200 calories. So I was like, I need to cut back to 1,200 calories. So I was diligently tracking my calories, eating only like 1,200 calories or below per day, and working out once, usually twice a day. I was crazy, and it was all I could talk about. Friends that I had then, that I still have now, still talk about, you were nuts. Everything I put in my mouth was 100 calories. I was nuts. A few months ago, I'd be at the bakery for like 20 minutes trying to decide which sweet I wanted, where I'd just get 3 of them because I couldn't decide between the 10 that I wanted. It was kind of binge eating and not having full self-control. I'll see a woman who's very, very thin, and I feel sorry for her. Like, I'll feel that she's not getting all that she needs. Like, literally, she seems breakable. Really thin women seem breakable. Like, I make sure I don't put too much avocado. I go psycho when they put salt, and I don't want salt. I make them do it again. I'm a little bit completely adamant about those things now, which is a little bit psychotic, but I'm supportive of that. And so I got called anorexic in school, but it never bothered me really, because I'd always say to myself, well, this is what the girls look like in the magazines. This is what because I read like Cosmo Girl and 17 and they all look like that, so I was okay with being sort of made fun of. The softness of the female body, that's natural. And I think that comes from the media's new shifting image of bodies, female bodies. And that's a more filled out, feminine body type. And I think it more symbolizes the female power than skinny body types do, because it represents the power that women have to reproduce. And so that's fuller. And according to media and so forth, I feel like it's made me believe, that's for sure, of having a little something is not okay, it's not sexy. A little something, as in an ass or a little beer belly, having a flat frame when it comes to the abs, not being bigger than the man, and just having curves in the right places. I actually don't know where that came from. I don't know where my own confidence came from. I'm trying to figure it out. I think it comes from the media. I happen to fit one of those images in the media. And I think that's where I partially got my love for myself. Like, people are being paid to be pretty and skinny. So obviously you internalize that. And you're like, oh, this person is legitimately making money from the way that they look and looking great. Like Jessica Alba, and all these famous people who are so tiny because they have to be to make it in the world. And I feel like it sends that message that you have to look like this, or you're not going to be successful. Like, people are like sort of obsessed with like, oh, I need to be skinny, my thighs can't touch, and you need to see all of my bones. Not like all of my bones, but some of them. Like, people are obsessed with collarbones. I don't know. But the kind of things you see in magazines. Advertising is built on lack. The only reason there's advertising is to get you to get something. And the only reason you get something is because you don't have it. And the only reason you feel like you don't have it is because they tell you that you don't. But when you hear just like numbers, it sort of makes you think, like, why is my number higher than hers? Like, I'd rather be skinnier. And yeah, there is a certain amount of, I'm an actress, I've got to be a little skinny. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it goes. That's the way the industry is. That's how it is. And so, if I want to work, it's a sad fact, but it's a fact. Probably the media airbrushing, which just fucking pisses me off. And yeah, probably, there's this standard. It's not a standard. No, it is. This like ideal image that is put out all over the place. We're in New York City. It's on every fucking street corner. It's in every skinny-ass bitch who hasn't eaten since she was 13. And she's in a bathing suit. It's like, I have to be like that. And it's impossible. Particularly to be healthy and be like that. She's not healthy. She's not healthy, and she's not happy. It's interesting. When I was 10 pounds heavier, I didn't get cast as much as I do now that I'm 10 pounds lighter. It's just true. In anything. For anything. Not even like just lead parts. In the summer, when I'm on my bike and there's no magazine in front of me, it's just me and my legs getting me out to the GW bridge, so there's no one else to compare me to. Like, I'm the only one there. I'm it. And I'm getting there. And so, what there is that mileage and myself and the sky. And there's no Jennifer Garner, I'd like to weigh 30 pounds less, yeah, but I'm happy looking the way I do. I know that I'm healthy. I feel like I have a good body image, but at the same time, I feel like I'd still have a good body image if I just weighed a little bit less. And he was like, oh, come on, you couldn't weigh more than 120 pounds, which is not even close to what I weigh, so I was just like, flattered that you think I weigh that, but now that you think that's attainable, that I weigh that, I feel like I should weigh that, and if you knew how much I really weighed, what would you say about that? When I felt insecure before, just about really anything, when I was feeling down, friends would always be like, oh, don't think that, you're so smart, you're a great person, and you always get those compliments, But I was like, you're smart, you're a great person. Why doesn't anyone ever tell me that I'm pretty? No one ever tells me that I'm pretty. They tell me I'm smart, great, I'm smart. I'm like, but why am I not pretty? My ideal female body type is definitely, I like having a feeling of having softness to my body and having more of a fullness. Although my natural body type is very thin and it's hard for me to put on weight. Not that I've tried to consciously put on weight. I just bought a scale today from my apartment, and I've lived there for a year, and I was like, well, this is silly. We need a scale, And I got it today, and I was like, oh, great. But I've never been afraid of a scale before, but I'm afraid to open it. And it's funny because that's the